What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rue's Reviews, and today we are chatting about Phantom by Rezi, Hyde and Sergey Koller. So, let's get into this. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Rue. I do weird things for a living, including this review channel. And today, as I said, we are chatting about Phantom by Rezi, Hyde and Sergey Koller. I'm going to try and get this in shot because this is big. This is actually the stage version of Phantom. Try not to hit my mic as well. This is actually the stage version of Phantom. But what is Phantom? You can see here it says Phantom by Harry Houdini. Well, Phantom is a way to animate a photo or a picture of Harry Houdini to predict literally anything you like. The actual hand from Harry Houdini animates out of his jacket pocket, revealing a card, a name, an image, whatever you like, and you're also able to change this image as well into anything you want. So you can do something like a Magician in Trouble plot where they pick a card, you get the card wrong, and then with just a little wave, you can change it into their card. So, full disclosure, this was sent to me by the team at Hyde and Sergey himself, so thank you very much indeed for sending this for review. And it actually came at an opportune moment because I'm in the process of rewriting a few parlour and stage shows. And I was chatting to a good friend of mine, Johnny Ritchie, who is a cruise ship magician, and he sent me a link to Phantom. He said, have you seen this? What do you think about it? And to be honest, I didn't really have that many thoughts about it at the time. I thought it could be a kind of nice gag to put into a routine. It kind of feels like, you know, a nice moment of levity within a parlour show or something like that. I don't think anybody would be taking this too seriously because, you know, it's clearly some sort of mechanism that makes Harry Houdini's arm appear from this painting. You know, it doesn't happen undercover. You can do this undercover, but the main thing that people will be looking to get this for will probably be the animation of that arm coming out. So clearly there has to be some sort of mechanical workings involved, and as such, is that magic or is that just a bit of fun and a nice reveal? And for me, it's a bit of fun and a nice reveal. And for me, it's just a bit of fun and a bit of levity. I don't think anybody is going to be going, oh my God, how is he making that arm move? That's magic itself, you know, because clearly there must be some sort of way of doing that. However, I think if you're going to stage this, and as I say, this is the staged version, so I think it's quite large, A3, no, not A3, maybe A2, I'm not exactly sure how large that is, but it's big enough for it to be, you know, quite a cool focal moment. And if it's happening, I don't think people are going to be taking the movement of the arm too seriously. I watched a live with Murphy's where Sergey and some of the team at Hyde were chatting to Bo about this effect. And Bo initially said, oh, I thought it might have been an iPad in the screen, in the portrait, and that was making the arm move. And I thought, actually, if Bo's thinking that, you know, what's stopping other people thinking that as well? And if they think that, so what? You know, it's a cool moment of animation within the routine that you're doing. The fact that you can have people come up and tap the glass and all that, and it's not glass actually, I'll touch on that in a second, but the fact that you can come up and have people not touch it and make sure that it is legit is fine, but it's not the be all and end all. This isn't something that you do close up. It is something that you do on parlour and on stage. But let's get into what you get from Phantom. So this is what it comes in. As I say, you get this nice box with a question mark on it. This question mark is actually very useful. They teach you a routine where you can have this on stage like this as like a prediction, and then you can reveal either you've forced Harry Houdini, or you force Harry Houdini holding a photo. He goes through a couple of routines, which I'll touch on in a second. But this is a really nice way to have this transportable, but also in a package that's good to go straight away. You don't have to start setting this up or anything. You can go straight away and putting this on an easel. You can have this on an easel. In the tutorial, the actual frame that Harry Houdini comes in came with a couple of hooks that you could hook up onto an old picture frame or something like that. Mine didn't come with that. I don't think they come with that now, but that would have been useful to have initially. But essentially you can add like picture hooks to this as well to be able to hang it up in your house if you wanted to. I think having this in your house is great. I have a lot of magic memorabilia around my house and photos and posters and that kind of thing. So I kind of like having something like this just in my house. If people came round, you could do something. You know, we have like, I have coffee table magic. These are like books that I use for book tests that are literally on the coffee table now. And I could have something like this as well. This could just be hanging up. And in fact, let's get this out here because you guys have been waiting long enough to see what it looks like. And I'm sure most of you have seen what it looks like anyway. And this is what it looks like. Harry is out of his box. There he is. Yes, looking very demure, as he always did. But I'm trying to get this without the shine. But there you go. There's Harry Houdini. And this is what the frame looks like. You can see it all the way around. It's a nice, well-made picture frame. This is something that I really, really like about this product. It's so well made. And when I chatted about glass earlier, that's not glass. It's some kind of plastic or rubberized plastic. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it is plastic. It's not glass, which means this won't smash in your case, which is such a godsend for people that are touring or traveling performers or working performers in general. This won't smash because that's not made of glass. And as you see, there's nothing on the back here which will sort of get caught up or hooked up. You can actually undo these clips and fiddle around with this if you want. I'll get into that in a second because you can actually change the reveal. So the actual reveal of the card looks a little bit, I'm going to try and get this without getting it in the light here. That's a little bit annoying. I'll try and get that here just so that you can see. The actual reveal looks like this. You can actually have the card appear like so, and that happens within the glass. And then if you want, you can have it come back again. And all of that can actually be done, I'm holding it with two hands here, but all of that can be done with just one hand. I'll try and get it with just one hand here, tilt it up slightly away from the glass, but there you go. That's what it looks like. I'm holding it on with just one hand, and you can make it go back again like so. And that is what the reveal of the card would look like. You also get a load of little bits inside a small package. Now, if you want to do the change of a card, so changing from one card to another card, there is some DIY involved. You have to do a little bit of arts and craft with the main gimmick itself. And whilst it's not a big deal, it doesn't leave you clean at the end. You can tap the glass, but if somebody else tapped the glass, they would probably not feel what they needed to feel. Because yes, you are kind of left a bit dirty with this stage version. I have, however, been sent the close-up version of this, which I will review at a later date when it does become available, which I love. I'm currently using that, and the actual change of the card is self-contained within the gimmick itself. Whereas with this stage version of Phantom, the actual change itself isn't self-contained within the glass, so you are left a little bit dirty. However, from a distance, maybe a few feet away, you wouldn't be able to tell any discrepancy as an audience member. The tutorial itself is about half an hour long. It's simple, it's very easy to learn. The guys at Hyde do a great job with their tutorials. It's a little bit quirky. Sometimes I find it a little bit cringe what they do with the tutorials because there's a lot of tongue in cheek and there's a lot of playing around with the tutorials, which is fun. It brings a nice bit of break to this kind of tutorials that we generally have within Magic. However, that's just me. I'm a bit of a boring idiot. But I really enjoyed the tutorial itself. It's filmed very, very well in a nice studio. You learn how to do everything with the prop itself, how it works, what to do when you want to change the card. You can make, there are a couple of routines that are taught as well. So there's a Marilyn Monroe routine, which is basically you can do the baby gag. If you know the baby gag, you have Harry Houdini predicting an image of a celebrity that the person is thinking of, and you bring out the photo, and it is a photo, sorry, you bring out the portrait, and it is a photo of Harry Houdini holding a baby, just a generic baby. They're like, well, that's clearly just any baby, and as you wipe, it becomes Marilyn Monroe, the person that they are thinking of. There's also another routine called prediction in Chinese, which is a way of having a Chinese letter, which is on the card that Harry Houdini is holding, change into a name or a word that the person is thinking of as well. And with that in mind, you also get a dry erase version of this gaff that Houdini has to be able to write exactly what you want, in this case, a name or a word, which is great because it gives you that customization that you really want as a working performer. You could have the name of a company appear up on there. You could have anything. You could have a message. You could have whatever you like appear on this dry erase. The price of this product does vary from seller to seller. I've seen some dealers sell this for 155, 60, 160 pounds, something like that, to some people selling it over 200 pounds. It really depends where you buy from and what your exchange is. But with that in mind, it's not a cheap product, you know, and I get why it's at its price point. It's such a specific thing. It's not an effect that you can do loads and loads and loads of stuff with. It's Houdini revealing an item or a playing card or changing, and it's all done within the context of it being in a frame. And it's such a beautiful image, for lack of a better term. It's an image that people will remember from your show, you know? If you have, I'm sure many people will have like this image of Houdini just on a easel or something like that. You can have it on an easel. That's kind of the most generic thing to do with that, or hanging up. I kind of think I'll have this hanging up in my house. I really think that, you know, Houdini is one of the greats of magic. We all know that. But most people will know him as an escapologist, you know? So having this sort of hung up in my living room, I would probably have this just here, and people can come in, and as we're having dinner or whatever, they might make note of it, and then I can go ahead and go, well, you know, pick a card, and then have Houdini reveal that card. I think that's so cool. I really think that's cool. There's just something about the quality as well, that how this is made. You know, the frame's not super expensive, but it's of a decent quality enough that I know that it wouldn't break if I was to take it traveling, and I think that's where props like this really come into their own. It's, you know, there's no glass, there's nothing to go wrong on this thing. And because it's all mechanical, if anything does go slightly wrong, I mean, it's very minute and very minuscule things that can go wrong with this, but if anything does, you can literally open this up and fix it. It's really, really easy. And there we go, guys. There's really not much more for me to say about this other than, if you are a fan of this kind of magic, if you think it would suit you as a performer and you could see it going into something that you're doing with your magic, then go ahead and pick up Phantom, the stage version by Rezi, Hyde and Sergey Koller. The link is below. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more to come, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Ciao.